I'm Christian Lamitschka for Country Music News International, and today we have famous Lee Greenwood here on the show, and we are really proud to have him. It's our first time with him here on Country Music News International. Lee, welcome.
Thank you very much. Great to have you in Nashville.
Lee, let me see. There are so many we could talk about what you did in the past, but I know you have a current project running you like to talk about.
Yes. I came to Nashville, let me just mention, I came to Nashville in 1979 first, and after 34 albums or so, between 3 different record labels and touring 300 days a year for 30 years, we are back in the studio making new product, and our new CD is called I Want to Be in Your World, which I wrote 3 of those songs. We are also recording an album of all my original hits that I wrote, which includes my patriotic anthem, God Bless the USA. I also have a new book out. It's a children's book called Proud to Be an American. And although it's very patriotic, it just gives a lesson about growing up in a free country.
I know it will be a hard job now, but which of these 3 projects is your really personal favorite?
Well, when I record all my original songs, it's a way of telling the public this is who I am, because my background is quite varied, not just country. I was raised with rhythm and blues and jazz, rock and roll. I was in the Beatle era, so I remember rock and roll very well. It's all part of my fiber. So that would be my most important project.
By all the people you met in your life, and I know you played with so many people on stage together, which was your personal favorite?
Well, excluding people who are not singers who I've been on stage with and a lot of famous personalities, I would say probably Elvis Presley. He was very good to everybody around him, solid American citizen. He loved people, and although he was such a huge celebrity, I think everybody adored him, and it was easy to see when you met him in person.
What let you run still in country music or in the music business? Because probably you have all reached what you can reach, I believe. All goals are in your mind, you have. So what let you run?
Interesting that artists never want to quit. It's something that's in my blood, and I've done since I was very young. I like performing. I like to hear applause. I mean, it's fun to have people appreciate what I do. But it's also exhilarating for me to sing and play. I get a lot from it.
So, remember Frank Sinatra? He was, I believe it was the Madison Square Garden. He forgot a couple of his lyrics for the song. And do you want to come to this point too, might be, or?
That will never happen to me. If I decide that I don't have memory enough to remember what I'm singing, I will probably just retire. I have been on stage before and maybe had a little too much.
Oh.
And maybe forgot a lyric here or there. So I'm careful not to do that.
That brings me to the point about road stories. I believe you have tons to share, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Lots of those. Many times I played rodeos, and I would ride horses in the rodeos that weren't mine. So you never know what to expect from a horse. I can remember the San Antonio rodeo in particular, where the horse ran away from me, and I had to do all I could do to rein it in so it wouldn't keep running. And when I finally got the horse under control, I rode back to the stage, and the band was playing my intro song, which was very loud. The horse's ears were back because it didn't like the noise. And when I rode up to the stage, I stepped out of the saddle, not realizing it was a cutting horse. Now, what that means is when somebody is in the bull roping contest, A cutting horse recognizes when you lariat the cow and pull it taut and rein the horse in, his job is to back up.
Okay.
So when I stepped out of the saddle, the horse recognized the weight difference, started backing up, threw me to the ground, and drug my foot drug me in the dirt for about 30 yards.
Oh goodness.
I finally got my foot out of the stirrup and got a hold of the horse. I got back on the saddle, rode him back over to the stage, and the guy that was supposed to catch the reins, this time he caught them and held the horse, so when I stepped out, he didn't back up. And I got on stage, and then after the concert was over, I leaped from the stage into the saddle and rode off in the wind like Roy Rogers.
By the way, what will Lee Greenwood say about Lee Greenwood?
Wow, that's kind of hard because you want to pat yourself on the back. I don't want to do that. But
No.
But I think
I don't want to make that you go up now with I'm the best, he's the best, the greatest. No, I want to like to know, are there points you probably say I can do that, might be better, so we don't come to the point that you go with this?
Yeah, I would think that I would say about myself that I walk the walk. Many people talk the talk. I love what I do. I'm true to my art. I'd like people to say that. I like making people happy with my music. I like to excite myself with my music. So as an entertainer, I've always been thrilled with making people go through the emotions like if they're watching a movie, watching my stage act. So I guess that's what I would say about myself. I'm true to my art.
Did you ever have a plan B if the music business wouldn't work for you?
Well, let me say this. My excuse me. My grandparents who raised me were farmers. I could have been a farmer. I liked the work. It's hard work, but I liked it. My stepfather, who married my mother when I was 14 years old, was a contractor, and I learned the building trade. I could have done that, and I liked that. I like to build things: electrical, plumbing, carpentry, roofing, cement. All of that's working with your hands, and it makes you strong. But having said that, there wasn't ever a plan B to go to that. And I think what happened was I was so fast into the future, there was no time to look back. There was nothing else that interested me enough. So make it or break it. I was moving forward in my life, and it wasn't until I was 37 years old till I had my first national hit.
By the way, what is the biggest difference since the time you stepped to the music business and now?
Well, download of music, electronic music, going from vinyl to tape to digital CDs. That's the biggest change, technology, because nothing's changed on stage. We're all the same. Music is always going to be the same. It's moving along a little faster than it used to. Country music used to be very slow, and I made a lot of money making a lot of those hits. But it's technology.
So you're happy about the way?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have to keep up with society, and you have to do what the public wants. I mean, we're sort of puppets like that.
Folks, that was Christian Lamitschka for Country Music News International, and we had the famous Lee Greenwood here on the show. And last words to our audience, Lee?
Well, if you ever come to America and you love our country music, y'all come see us in Nashville.